What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the Bat Flip, where we discuss everything baseballs. I'm Landon and Raby. With me, VFL, Zander Sechrist. Zander, I'm going to start this one out real quick, if you don't mind. And I'm gonna start by saying this. I feel better about this team today than I did Friday before the first game.
What makes you so confident? What you got on your mind?
Confident is a loose term. I think Georgia's a pretty good baseball team.
Agreed.
And I think Tennessee played with them all weekend long on the road. They hit with them. I mean, that was, I think there was some big takeaways from just the lineup in general of what you got. You saw the power back. It seemed like it wasn't there against some of those games against Kent State and Wright State at home. So seeing that on the road was refreshing. I thought you got Levi Clark got some hits in this one. And I just think that you played with them. And you come away – it's disappointing because you lost the series, but you did play with a top 10 team, and you're coming out of the weekend thinking, man, like that was ours. Like we should have taken that. On the flip side, you look at it at that same way of like, dude, that should have been a series win, 100%. So I do feel better about this team because like going into SEC play, I was like, man, like if we don't pick it up, like it's going to be rough. And now I feel like, okay, you let one get away from you. If you can bounce back this weekend and win the series, I'm not saying you have to sweep, but man, it would be cool if you did. Against probably one of the not greatest teams in the SEC in Missouri. I feel like this is a good like get right series before you get into that gauntlet of LSU and Texas and Vandy and all those other schools.
Yeah, I agree. You say kind of like the get right spot this week, but in all reality, it's still SEC series, so you got to treat it as if even if you win 2 out of 3 or sweep, you still got to treat it the same. I definitely do think we did hang in with Georgia. I mean, Georgia's pretty good. They got a lot of new faces, a lot of talent on their team. I mean, they're bringing guys in 95 plus almost every time. I talked to Kirby this past week. That's what he said about it. They all throw 95 plus, and it's basically the same stuff. So West has got something cooking over there on the pitching side of things. Their offense has been good for the past, obviously, couple years with Condon obviously starting it with Corey Collins as well, and then Trey Phelps coming on too. So, Georgia's not the layover school anymore, the mediocre Georgia anymore. Georgia's kind of consistently going to be in the top 15 every year, definitely top 25. But I also think we found out that we're going to have to hit a lot more than we think we need to. Because, again, I mean, I can go back to episode 1 that somebody's got to step up in the bullpen. And it seems like I say it every week, and I don't want to, but it's just one of those deals. And I still haven't seen it yet. It's the first SEC series, so let's just not, fire the hit the panic button right away. But when it comes to SEC, I know confident is a loose term, and I know you liked what you saw this weekend, but at the end of the day, we still lost the series. And I think, maybe if we're in a tiebreaker with Georgia, maybe it comes back and bites us in the butt, because it seems like us and Georgia are pretty similar. I think they're more experienced than we are, just in the slightest a bit. But overall, we did hang in there, and I think we're going to do that every weekend, no matter who we play, because it's just SEC baseball in general. And obviously, it is tough to win on the road. It's not the easiest thing in the world. If it was, everybody would do it. So that's one thing that's different, is obviously when you have non-conference series and all at home, and then you go to Arlington, but it's not really like a true away series. So it'll be all right. Obviously, they'll grow from this, but it does suck, especially the way Sunday ended. I mean, Stone Wallace is a great person. He would never do something like that if he didn't think he got all of it. So I hate the slander that he's getting online because, in all honesty, if any hitter feels like that they got it in a high emotional situation, they would act the exact same way. So I don't like the slander about him because he's done absolutely nothing wrong. He's a great teammate. He's a funny guy. And I hate it for him. Obviously, you never want a game to end like that, especially the way he acted. But I would say for Stone, just to keep – I know I'm getting a little bit off topic from that, but I figured we hop into that. Anyway, so I would tell Stone to stay the same course. And obviously, it was just – you never know what the wind does up there. I mean, I don't know if it was howling in or not, but obviously the ball hung up there. But in his mind, he thought he got it, and obviously he's the one that swung the bat and nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, that's just – I mean, absolute brutal way to lose. And not just the Stone thing. I mean, Tennessee should have won that game way before that even happened.
Correct.
But they let it slip away. And I think it is like we talk about, like, kind of they'll learn from it and get better from it. Like, Josh Elander's got to do that same thing. Like, these are his decisions that make or break a series. And in the SEC, when there's so much competitiveness and so much talent, like, margins are small. And that one mistake of leaving a guy in one batter too long just because you like the matchup, it lost you the series ultimately. Now you could argue and be like, hey, we could have won that Sunday, but we left 10 batters or 10 runners on base, 100%. But when you look at it, like, that is the kind of the turning point where that should have been a series win and you just pissed it away. I mean, you mentioned the bullpen is going to be an X factor all season long, and absolutely true. And Braden Krenzel's been phenomenal up until that point. Just didn't have it. Like, that happens with pitchers where, a team is just on it, or, he's walking some people and maybe that pitcher isn't great with runners on base. Whatever, everybody kind of had that same reaction of like, all right, like, it's time to take him out. It's time to take him out. And then you get burned on it. And probably 9 times out of 10, you maybe don't. It maybe isn't a home run, but in that one case, like, it was just a huge decision that went wrong for Tennessee. And yeah, like, I don't, again, there was fight. Like, that could have been the turn. That could have been it. And Tennessee packed it up and was ready to get back to Knoxville, but they fought back. They had Blake Grimmer hits a home run, and then you have Stone Wallace, who was inches away from taking the lead in that one. And it just sucks the way that happened. That it's kind of one of those things where you kind of dream about, like, robbing a home run, like in like that kind of spot when you were a kid.
Trying to rob him in BP.
Yeah, exactly. And it just sucks that you're on the wrong end of that. And it sucks that he's getting dragged all over social media. I mean, it's just a tough place to be in. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, the college baseball, like, they just do that. They flip, even in the pros, even in the World Baseball Classic, they're flipping bats. And, I mean, it just sucks that it has to happen that way. It was inches away from it being a really cool moment for Stone Wallace, and ends up not being. So, and that's out in Lindsey Nelson, of course. It's over the porches. So just the unfortunate part, but it is something where, hey, this team, like, you got to get off the mat and respond. And, I mean, it is a winnable series in Missouri. I think they're a little better than probably they have been in the last couple of years. But it's definitely a team that you're thinking, like, hey, like, you got to go win at home. And I think the last time you're at home, like, on the weekend, you got shut out. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I think that needs to be in the back of your mind of, hey, let's go out here and ball. Let's forget about what happened at Georgia. It sucks. Hopefully we're better for it. I mean, that team in 2023, I think, got swept by Missouri. Is that right?
That week was very cold and very hard for all of us. Yes,
Yeah.
we did get swept.
And that
And
team made it to Omaha. So, I mean, again, it's all about how you respond and um, where you go from there. And I do think this team, I mentioned it earlier, like I feel better about them. I do think they are getting better as the season goes along.
yeah, and you'll have that. Going back to pulling the pitcher, it's we talked before we started the show. It's like it's a tough thing to talk about because everybody talks about like leaving them in too long because of the result, but you hardly ever see people talk about, oh, they pulled them too early. So it's one of those like ticky tacky things, and I know people have gotten on to V about it way before E, because like in all honesty, if a guy's rolling and a guy, you can see the guy compete. One, if you see the guy competing, and two, obviously you're going to be confident enough in your guy to get the next guy out. You're not trying to go to the pen as early as possible. You're trying to win the starter battle, first and foremost. So it's always a ticky. It's always it kind of always leads to the relievers, because the relievers is always like a tough. Do you roll with them? How long should we go, or do we try to get them like 2 outs and have a plan for them for the next couple days? So it's just one of those things, a little ticky tacky. And then going to this team overall, I do have confidence, of course, because they're still an SEC ball club. They're still talented. They matched up with Georgia very, very well, especially on the road. And it's hard to win on the road. But for me, and I'm just going to keep saying it, it's like beating a dead horse at this point. But for me, it's going to be the bullpen. It literally is going to be the bullpen. And I know the bullpen's not going to be perfect every game. I know it's not. But I'm looking for the bullpen when we need it the most. Like Sunday was a perfect opportunity to reel it all in, to figure out what the bullpen can be, win an SEC series on the road. And hear me out. They might do that later on in the season on the road in a tougher environment. Not like saying Georgia's a tougher environment, because they have built over there on the left side. So they're starting to change things over there. And I'm saying, like if Vandy's in LSU, I don't know which one we play on the road, but I think we play
Vandy. We play LSU at home. Yeah.
Okay. Vandy's environment because they hate us. They just don't like us. So it's still a hostile environment. So, differences. I think did I cut out right there? No. Yes. No.
You're good. You're back. We're
Okay.
good.
Sorry. Geez, my Wi-Fi here is not so great. But I'll just quickly hit it. I think the bullpen will learn from this, and I think they'll be better for the next road series. And hopefully they'll be – I want them to get another opportunity on Sunday, kind of like that, and see them shut the door.
Yeah. Yeah, and sticking with kind of pitching right now, I do think like the starters like aren't perfect, and I don't think you're going to get perfection in the SEC with starters. I mean, there's just too much talent in all these lineups to be perfect. What you want from starters is to give you a chance to win. And I feel like to this point, your starters are giving you more than enough chance to win the ball game. Again, it's not perfect. I think they're walking too many guys, leaving. They have runners on base quite a bit, but they do a good job of controlling that. And that's a lineup in Georgia. Like you mentioned, like Georgia always has a good lineup. Like that is a tough lineup to navigate. And I thought they did it as good as anybody probably could have. I mean, maybe you see somebody like a Texas who has a really good starting rotation kind of shut them down, but I think it's going to be hard to stop an offense like Georgia, and I thought Tennessee did a great job of that for basically 26 innings is what it felt like. That 1/7 inning on Sunday was the one inning that you couldn't let it happen, and it happened, and ultimately it lost you the series, that one bad inning. So brutal loss, but I do like the rotation. I like Teagan. Again, like it's not they're not mowing anybody down, but they compete, like you mentioned, and they get outs when you need them to. And they give you a chance to win. It's kind of like your defense. Like, yeah, they might give up a field goal every now and then, but hey, I got you the ball back with time left on the clock. Do something with it. And
Yeah,
I thought the offense did good enough I thought they scored enough runs to kind of give me hope that there is more potential. And it was kind of just like the slumps that just, I don't know if it's cold weather or what it is, but it seems like some guys have gotten going. I mentioned Levi Clark got some hits. He got some hits in the midweek. Like, that is great to see. And it can happen because Manny Marin was batting under 200 at one point, and now with the run he's went on the last 7. Wait, what'd you say?
that's your guy,
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And the run he's been on, he leads the team in batting average right now. So it can be done. I think stay the course, and I think just keep competing, and guys are going to keep getting opportunities to hopefully get that same thing that Manny got. Like, Manny just needed take a seat, and when I call on you, be ready. And since that Wright State game on Friday where he hit that walk-off, he's been on fire.
Yeah, I mean, that's your guy. I mean, you're going to ride with your guy no matter what. So
no matter what.
It's good to see Levi come back too, get a couple hits, get him going a little bit. But like I said, this team is talented. This team's not lacking any talent anywhere. It's just, can the guys be consistent enough, and can you put, as Coach E, put the best 9 guys out, at that point in time. So it's just going to be all about one, consistency, and all about having the right guys out there.
Yeah. What was kind of like your, obviously, like, it's getting off the map, but like what's, give me a positive thing that you took out of this weekend, in your opinion?
To see like this team go in to Georgia, their first true road series as a team, and fight the way they did.
Yeah.
I love Garrett Wright in the leadoff spot too, along with Jay. I think Garrett is obviously a veteran guy. He's not going to be scared of anything. So I think, just like you said, it comes back to the fight the team had, in which I just think we see it. There's a vision. Like, you could see it going back to this past weekend. There's a vision. You can see it. And obviously, if Stone hits the homer or the bullpen shuts it down, boom, we're coming back to Knoxville 2-1, and we're feeling good about ourselves. So you can definitely see the vision, and obviously I'm excited moving forward. But going back to your point, yeah, they showed a lot of fight, and that was just as a team as a whole, I think it was a positive weekend.
Yeah, I thought defensively, I thought Tennessee was really good in this one. I've been told that I don't give the defense enough credit by somebody on staff, so I'm going to give the defense. I'm going to give the defense credit in this
like
one.
Coach Ross Kivett.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
But Tennessee had one error on the weekend, and it was more of it was an error, but it wasn't like a ball you overthrew the first baseman or booted a ball at second. I mean, he just kind of like let one get up on him, and it was almost like it was wet, and he kind of dropped it and had to go get it. I don't know. It was Jay Abernathy who had the only error on the weekend, but I thought they turned 2 when they needed to. They got a ground ball, so I thought the defense had a really nice weekend. I thought Tyler Myatt looked good when he played second base. So that was kind of my biggest thing, other than the lineup just hitting with Georgia. It was because I thought, I was like, well, our pitching is going to have to be phenomenal in this one for us to have a chance, because I had no confidence in the lineup. Now I got a little bit of confidence at the top of the order. I think they need a little bit down toward the bottom, but I think having Manny down there and how hot he's been has been, really good. I think they need to get Jay going again. I think that's 3 straight, or he had 1 hit. So in 3 weekends, he's had 1 hit. And he's been doing a good job of at least getting on base, but this one it's almost like he's, I don't know, trying a little bit too hard to get on base, and it's, hey man, just be you. Like you're talented enough where you can just go up there and you can get a hit, great, but you're also a really good batter. So I mean, you can work a count and find your way on base that way as well.
Yeah. But, maybe in the back of his mind, maybe he feels like that he lost the leadoff spot to Garrett a little bit. So maybe that's still, on his mind a little bit. So
Yeah,
you gotta take that in for what it's worth. So like I said, this lineup can be good. We just got to balance it out. I don't think we can do like years past of front loading the lineup as much. I think if we spread it out and find balance within the whole entire lineup, we'll be very good.
Yeah, and there was more balance this weekend. I thought it wasn't just your top 3 hitters and everybody else isn't out.
Yeah.
It felt like there was. I like our 1 through 5 lineup right now, and I like Reese Chapman up there. I thought he had a pretty good weekend. He seems to be hitting the ball well and seeing it good, working counts and getting on base that way. I thought Blake Grimmer had a pretty good weekend as well. I think he walked 3 times. So he's another guy that's just a tough out when he's up to bat. And then you have it's Blaine Brown, obviously Henry Ford, like those guys are going to be your bell cows. But I thought it was a pretty good team effort this weekend from the lineup standpoint. And I think there's some stuff to work out. Like, what do you do with Levi now that he's kind of got going? Do you put him back at first base? Is he better when he catches? Do you try to DH him and get him in that way? Like, I think what you do with Levi Clark dictates kind of what you do with a lot of guys, because like Blake Grimmer plays first. He also plays he also DHs, can play outfield if you need him to. Stone is going to catch some on the weekend. So it kind of dictates a lot of what you do with Levi, and you kind of just piece it around that.
Yeah, it's tough with Levi because you like to see him get hits and you like to see him succeed, especially as a sophomore. So he's still young. He's still got hopefully 1 year left because of if he's looking to get drafted and all that with 3 years stuff. But with the portal, I mean, we can get into that, but we're not going to. But you just never know with anybody nowadays. But I think with Levi, I think you just try to ease him back into the lineup. You don't just want to necessarily just throw him back in there. So you kind of let him find a swing again and let him see a couple hard hit balls, and then you'll probably feel confident putting him back in there full time.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, second week of SEC play, and we still have no clue who our second baseman is.
Yeah, that which I thought, when I talked about the Arlington series, you would see some remnants of closeness to it, which it kind of is, but second. But you have so much talent to put at second base. You have to keep cycling them. But I think we're going to get into, especially going into SEC play and weeks beyond, you're going to see them ride the hot guy, and then switch it based on that.
Yeah, what I like right now, and Newstrom's got to hit the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to play second base or outfield, he's going to have to hit the ball, because you have so many second basemen and outfielders right now that are kind of ahead of you. Like Garrett Wright, when he got thrown in there, it's like, okay, what do you do with Jay Abernathy if he plays center? Jay Abernathy was good enough and he was getting on base, so you have to keep that bat in the lineup. You tried him at second base, and I thought he did well there. So I think kind of your best lineup right now is Jay Abernathy at second base. But also, like, I don't mind trying to get Tyler Myatt, because that could be, if you're looking for your best 9 bats, he's probably in that at some point. But the bat has to come along. I feel like he's done good enough defensively, but the bat has to be there. He's striking out, I think, too much to really say that job is his. But also, Ariel Antigua has done great with the bat. It's not like super flashy, but the other day, sack fly, like he moved a runner. He did his job. And he can work counts, and he had that home run in the midweek. So I think he's held the bat or handled the bat well. I just don't know what you do at that position because, like you said, it's kind of like a traffic jam. You're just like nowhere to go. There's too many cars here. So I feel like you start with Levi, put him where you want to put him, and then you just kind of like pick and choose your best 9 at that point in time.
Yeah, like I said, they're probably just going to ride the hot hand at second. Whoever gets hot, they'll just ride it out.
But for now, I mean, we kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago where you're like, what do you do at shortstop? I feel like Manny Marin he's your shortstop.
I still think you can put Ariel at short and move Manny to third. I don't think it's too late for a switch and then DH Ford. I don't think it's too late to make that switch. So,
I wonder if there's, and this is just me talking, is there maybe promises like you're not going to DH Ford because like he is a third base prospect? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Or you could, because more than likely, if he gets drafted, he's probably not going to play third. Bet you he's going to play first.
Yeah, probably.
Then you can put Grimmer in the outfield or DH Grimmer. So you can put Ford at first with Manny and Ariel. And now if you look at that left side of the infield, not a lot of ground balls are going to get through that side. Let's just be honest there.
Yeah.
Not a lot's going to
go. Then you have the Levi question of what do you do with him?
Yeah, but like I said, you got to ease that back in. But this could be, maybe obviously 5 weeks into at least halfway through the SEC, you got to have your 9.
Yeah.
I know people are like, well, then you still got some time with the SEC tournament. Not necessarily, because you want your best 9 to carry you wherever you need to go.
And you want those guys to play the same position. Yeah. Like you don't want to keep moving everybody. Then, I mean, that's when you see errors and stuff happen when you're moving guys around all the time. So, I think Manny's probably your shortstop from this point. Like you can put him pretty much anywhere, but his bat's going to be in the lineup. So he's going to be one of your starters wherever you put him. What do you do with, I mean, second base is kind of the open spot there.
But like it's a log jam. So
there's 4 guys you can basically put at second base and probably be just fine. Like you probably feel good about it. They're going to hit in the bottom half of the lineup and like you said, probably just go with the hot hand. I do want to kind of mention some guys. We did talk about the bullpen and the struggles it had just in that game on Sunday. I do think Bo Rudy pitched really well on Sunday when he came in.
Georgia Kennesaw guy, so
yeah, had to. I told you.
Well, yeah. Well, if people are smart enough, you start to pick that out. Like, oh, this guy went to Kennesaw. Like, for example, Bo Rudy. Oh, he went to Kennesaw. Do you really think he's not going to pitch against Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Did you really think Evan Blanco and Henry Ford were going to lose that game against Virginia Tech? Like, do we really think? Like, and it's all over sports. Like, if you really dive into it, it's all out there. You just gotta. They're not going to really tell you that up front.
Yeah, I thought Appenzeller pitched really well in his outing. I think he had a couple strikeouts in 2 2/3. Brandon Arvidsson pitched 4 1/3. He had 4 or 5 Ks. I thought he was really good. So I mean, like you see the bullpen, like there is a ton of potential, but like I mentioned earlier, like it just takes one swing to ruin a whole outing for somebody.
For a reliever.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like not starter, but reliever.
Yeah. So So I did think some of those guys pitched really well, and again against a really tough lineup to pitch against.
Mm-hmm.
I think those guys, like, I don't know, like the Braden Krenzel thing. I'm like, man, you could have thrown Brady Frederick in there.
I still think they're trying to figure out what to do with Brady. I don't know, or maybe he's battling something because it was kind of weird how he wasn't like the first guy out. You know what I mean? It's like, that guy's kind of like, I'm not comparing him to Kazi, but the arm angle is dang near the same. So he can be anything, and it's kind of, I'm still kind of curious on what they're trying to do. I still haven't really figured out the bullpen. Obviously, Arvidsson's going to be like a piggyback scenario where he's just going to, like you mentioned, 4 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going to be your multiple long relief guy. So, that kind of clogs up a bullpen for a game, bearing his results. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out because I think Brady Frederick could be the X factor in this bullpen. I just think they need to use him better than they are using now. But like I said, I'm not the coach, so I can't make that decision. But it is kind of weird when you get a transfer like that, and where, again, it's the first SEC series, but you've been using them before.
Yeah.
In scenarios.
And it could be all analytics. Like I know they have Elander, and like, a lot of those guys are big analytics guys, and it's all about matchups and what does this guy do against lefties? What does this guy do against righties? What does this guy do probably against a submarine? I don't know. But yeah, I did kind of think the same thing. I'm like, I probably would have went with, after you see Braden Krenzel, he throws 95 from the right side. I think it'd be nice to see a different arm angle, maybe against the guy. I mean, the guy hits a lot of ground balls, but guess who also gets a lot of people to ground out? Mm-hmm. Brady Frederick. So, again, woulda, coulda, shoulda, you didn't win it. And that's why this series is like, you can have like really good positives, but it's always going to be a but at the end because you lost the series.
Yep, that's what hurts. Is normally SEC play, it's never about, I guarantee you, like 3 weeks in, you're not going to be saying, I found sort of a confidence in this team. You're literally going to go, did we win or lose the series?
Yeah.
So this is the first one you can, like I said, you can see the vision, but now from here on out, it's about grinding out any win in the SEC.
And it was all about, like, I feel like it was more than just winning that series on the road, because, I mean, you have this stuff, and, they might tune it out and great on them. But as fans, like, we all see it on social media of, like, Elander ain't the guy. This team, like, it just isn't the same without Tony. Like, you just see that stuff. And, like, I feel like a number 8 team in the country, like, you have them on the ropes. I just felt like that was just such a momentum boost for the program and where it was at to, like, get that win. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of, like, just lost it.
Yeah. People, sorry to cut you off, but
you're good.
I will say that noise that everybody talks about, don't worry, the players see it. The players see it. Like, with this, you can't unsee it. Yeah. Once you see it on Twitter or anywhere, you can't unsee it. Like, the players are on there now. They're not gonna like it, or more than likely, hopefully, they don't respond to that type of stuff, because then it gets into a big old issue.
Yeah, it's messy.
So, but yeah, they see it. So don't ever think like we're blocking it out or we're not trying to say that we see it.
Yeah. But I just felt like that was just such a missed opportunity, because it just would have been a huge win to start SEC play. And if you go and beat a number 8 team in the country on the road, no one cares what you did against Kent State. No one cares what you did against Wright State on Sunday. No one cares. Everybody cares about, like, oh, we just beat a top 10 team on the road. Like, we're rolling. Like, we were just waiting for SEC play. to get going.
You can, but you just got to make sure you win them.
Yeah. So I think this is a big series this weekend against Missouri, who's lost 4 in a row. They got blanked by Kansas in the midweek. They got swept last weekend by Auburn. Now that's a pretty good Auburn team, and one game went into extra innings. I think the other game was pretty close, and Sunday wasn't as close. But I think it is a better team than we've seen from Missouri. I mean, it's all about taking care of business. You're at home. You win at home, and that's what made like Lindsey Nelson such a hornet's nest, because like we didn't lose in Lindsey Nelson. Like it was a issue.
Yeah, people didn't want to play there.
No,
like they'll probably never they'll never admit it to it like right away, but them looking back on it is when they'll. Or they probably admit it right away. Like, yeah, I mean,
Maneria's like they're nasty.
I'm like biased because I played in it for 4 years, but seeing it like grow up into what a hostile environment could be, and like obviously going to other places. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play there as a away guy, but like you can take my opinion with a grain of salt because I'm still biased. But I bet if you ask anybody else, they say the same thing.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be good weather this weekend, so I assume that place is going to be rocking. I hope it is. I'll be there tomorrow night, excited about it, because I think there is, as much as last week sucked, I feel like there's a lot of people in that same boat of like, hey, we're okay. Like we got a chance to be pretty good in this league. Just got to take care of business. And
are we back? Because I know you like to do that with football. So I'm gonna put that out there.
Okay. I mean, I'm all in. If somebody's like, are we? You win this weekend and you win another big series, then we'll say we're back. We did LSU. I don't care how bad LSU is. We're freaking back.
Vandy's not the same this year either. But I get it. I'm not leaning that way. I just want to put it out there.
You want to say we're back?
No.
You want to get to that point, though?
I do.
Okay. Do you think it's a possibility to get to that point?
Not after this weekend, because you should take care of business. Like, this is expected.
I'm not saying this weekend. I'm saying at some point in the season, do you think there's hope to get to that point?
Yes. But for me, it has to be like we have to win a series that is convincing against a good opponent before the halfway mark for even me to consider it.
Yeah.
Like we can't just lollygag. And now I get it. In 23 it was different because we were 5-10 and then we swept Vandy. But that swept Vandy moment was like, oh, hold up. Are we back? You start putting that in your mind. Then we go on a run. Then you can go, we're back. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to get that taste out of my mouth of Sunday, and I'm sure this team is too. I didn't play, but like watching that game on Sunday, it made me want to go play in traffic, to be honest.
Wow. You wanted to join the second base barrage. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and here's something I wanted to bring up to you, and it's creating more of a traffic jam within this lineup. But dude, do you not try to get Trent Grinlinger some looks on the weekends? I mean, dude's like batting like 800 in the midweeks. Can we get him at least one at bat? See what he can do? I don't know where you put him, but
you don't know where to put him. But then I could flip it and go, would you want to see Tracy on the weekend too?
Yes,
you do, but it won't. Like he's got an established role. Like what I mean?
Screw that role. No weekends. Yeah. You know it. Weekend.
Yeah, but
you show out in the midweek so you can show out on the weekend.
It took me 3 years.
It can be done. It can be done.
It can be done, but nobody's gonna wait 3 years. And then, not to mention, Not to mention, you start your 4th year on the weekend, and then you go back to the midweek, in which you've already done it 3 years before, and you're like, oh goodness,
Dude, it was just a master plan. Look what happened.
yeah, it was.
I mean, you can't say like, man, I wish I would have started from the get-go. You can't say that because it worked out the way that it worked out.
Yeah, but nowadays is you're not gonna get that.
I just need you a little bit. I need you to get fired up. That's what I need. You walking off the mountain in Omaha, just firing up the crowd. Like, I need that. Like, give me something.
Yeah,
but juiced up a little bit. No, but I just want Z juiced up a little bit.
Juiced up. All right, then. Well, I should say sweep. All right, how about sweep these next 3 weekends and we'll be fired.
Okay.
Sweep.
And you'll give me a come on.
Well, first it's a F yeah. Don't forget that.
Okay, yeah. Family friendly here.
Yeah, family friendly. Frick yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, I struck him out twice. Anyway.
That's such a great get. That's such a great.
I can never find it. Where do you find that?
Dude, you're good at baseball. I'm good at social media. Okay. We're just.
How you doing?
It's just easy.
How you doing?
Yeah. You show me how to throw a curveball. I'll teach you social media. How about that?
Timestamps. We need timestamps out there.
Yeah.
Timestamps.
That's what we need. All right. Give me your. Let's do a breakout player this weekend.
Okay, so who was yours last week?
I think mine was. I think it was Manny.
I think it was. Well, who was the MVP this week?
So the MVP this week, I mean, it's probably Manny.
Wow. Look at this guy. This is not even fair. Like, you're taking Manny over Garrett, right?
Yeah.
Who I had? Let's keep that in mind.
What do you mean?
I had Garrett Wright. Right there.
Yeah, Garrett Wright hit 167 this weekend.
Okay. All right. What did Manny hit?
462.
Okay, Manny wins. Okay, so I'm 1-3. So you're 2 for? You got a 2 ball?
Dude, rolling.
Are you keeping up with this, or you just
Well, you're the one that you have it on your phone. Why can't you
have mine?
You can't do mine too?
Okay, I can start doing yours.
Okay. That way there's no cheating.
Yeah, there's a cheating scandal already.
All right, give me a breakout player.
All right. And I think we should make a rule. We can't double up immediately.
Did you go Garrett Wright for your MVP this past weekend?
Well, I didn't know they batted $167. I saw the double, and I was like, my guy. I saw the hit by pitch, and I was like, my guy. But we can't double up. So, like, your last 2, you can't double up. Like, you can't use them again. So, like, you can't use Manny. I can't use Blake Grimmer to get it right.
Wait, what? No, okay, we can't go back-to-back on a weekend. We can have them again. We're going to go through – I mean, we're not going to have anybody left.
Well, no. That's what I mean, but, like, back-to-back. Like,
okay,
I can't go Garrett Wright again. And if he goes off, he goes off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so this week – Missouri, Blaine Brown.
Dang, I think I was going to go Blaine Brown. That's okay. That's okay.
Something's telling me that he's going on. Like, you haven't heard him a lot. You haven't heard,
I'm going to go somebody that was on the team in 2023 when you got swept by Missouri. I'm going to Reese Chapman this weekend.
Okay.
Reese Chapman at home.
All right, I got it down. You're right there. Landon right there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right.
So I'm 1-4. You're 2-4. That is unfair.
Batting 500.
Wow.
Pretty solid.
Batting 250.
All right. Anything else before we head out?
March Madness is back.
Yeah,
Hopefully your bracket's not busted. Mine. Well, hopefully your bracket's not busted, but I know it ain't perfect because TCU won and I lost that game immediately.
So you made a bracket?
Yeah, I'm in that little more important issues.
Okay.
Thing.
What place are you in?
Probably 60th. Anyway, it's not about where you start; it's about where you finish. But I just want to shout out VCU for an absolute big 19-point comeback against North Carolina. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's insane.
Out for that.
Did I pick VCU?
No, you didn't. I know you did.
I didn't?
Because you're not as cool as me.
Come on. I did.
Bro, I had the problem with me is I rode the
Well, Caleb Wilson was hurt. You had to pick VCU in this one.
Yeah. The problem was I rode the USF. Like I rode them to the Sweet 16. Like I really thought. I mean, they came in the tournament so hot, and you just can't go against that. Louisville without like their star play, but
yeah.
Then when you looked at the stats, they shot like 4 of 27 from 3. Can't win.
Ugh. How far do you have Tennessee going?
Great. I'm gonna get flamed for this one. Okay. I did debate on this, and because I know, look, we offensively rebound the ball very well. We do. We're like top 5 in rebounding. I have them beating Miami, Ohio. Now, comfortably, probably not.
Okay.
I don't have us beating Virginia because they have what they call, and this is what they said, the 2 big dudes down low. And I don't know if JP and Ament can rebound over them.
Over Miami, Ohio?
Well, yeah. I got them beating them. Comfortably, I don't know.
Against Virginia.
Against Virginia is where we would probably.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's where I got them too. I mean, but
even if they beat Virginia, I don't know if they beat Iowa State. I don't know because
we have Kentucky again.
Or that, but I don't have Kentucky out of the first round.
Ooh, you got Santa Clara. Okay.
Santa Clara.
Ooh.
My biggest 2 things on this bracket, I know we're getting, like going crazy, but it is March. I have Purdue out of the third round of 32. I have Missouri going to the Sweet 16 because both of those games are in St. Louis, Missouri, and they better not lose. And then I have UCLA going to the Elite Eight. I'm riding that Cinderella.
I think a lot of people are riding UCLA.
And I don't know why, but I see them beating UConn. Because UConn is not UConn.
No, they're not.
But I have, if you want to know, I have Duke over Arizona.
Okay. So are you sweating that today?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with Duke. I don't know what was going on. But hey, I thought about it this way. If Duke goes out, I hope all the 16 seeds win. Let's just get all the 1 seeds out of here. You know how much fun, you know how much fun March Madness would be if all of the 16 seeds win?
Yeah, everybody's like, why do you want Duke to lose?
You might as well.
Just your bracket. I was like, I don't care about my bracket. I lost the 3rd game.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go get Duke out of here.
Yeah. Well, Georgia's getting beat by 17, so that makes me feel a little bit better about this past weekend. But
grudge.
Yeah, we'll move on. Turn the page. It's Missouri week.
Yeah, it's Missouri week. Sweet 16. They're going to Sweet 16. Thank you.
Okay. All right. There you go. Book it. Guys, thank y'all so much for listening to the Bat Flip. with me and Z, and we'll be back next week.
Home run, slam dunks, give him 6. Boys at MII, they got your big orange face. All year long is the place to be, to hear some balls for life talking Tennessee. You can hate us if you want, but we sure